Happy Wednesday night. Welcome to Living Out Loud Live. We came out for Mom Ashley Rose.
We're stuck at Red Lobster.
We've been here for 4 days.
Send help! And food.
And food. With love. Hey, welcome to an actual Wednesday night. We escaped. Laura helped me tunnel out of Red Lobster. Welcome to Living Out Loud. It's Transgender Awareness Month, Transgender Awareness Week, and we've got the Transgender Day of Remembrance coming up on the 20th, which is going to be a big focus of our show tonight. I'm Vicki, middle-aged transgender woman, lesbian wife of my gorgeous wife, Lisa, stepmom of two amazing men, a woke Rainbow Mafia liberal feminist with only one true agenda: to end hate and spread love and light. Tonight is a celebration of family and friends and remembrance. With me, as always, are my two amazing sisters, both strong allies in their own right. They are my closest families and dearest friends. And I'm going to add, I love Wednesday night. It's my favorite night, getting to spend this and laugh with the two of you. I will introduce the exceptional in her own right, Laura. She is the former Florida leader in the Free Mom Hugs movement, fierce as hell LGBTQIA plus activist, creator of the Living Out Loud with Laura audio podcast, and she did help us tunnel out of Red Lobster. How are you doing tonight, Laura?
I am doing pretty well tonight. Thank you for asking. My hip is hurting a little bit, so honestly, I'm trying to mask some pain. And I got a little bit of brain fog going on today, so bear with me if I forget we're on the podcast again, and who knows, but it's going to be fun, so... I am ready to introduce our other sister, Jaime, who is on the front lines of fighting for not only transgender children's rights, but for social justice in general. She's a history teacher making the difference in the lives of children every single day, the next generation, and she is also the mom of two teen boys and one tween girl. She and her family were featured. I think they starred on it, but they were featured. Sorry, on the HBO season 3 2-part finale of series We're Here. Her daughter Dempsey, who is also an outspoken 11-year-old activist, I think she's turning 12 pretty soon, was recently the youngest ever Grand Marshal of the Orlando Come Out with Pride Festival. And again, with everything she has going on, she somehow still manages to join us here at the table each and every week and help us try to change the world. Welcome, Jaime. How are you?
I'm good. I am surrounded by such incredible beauty right now. I am so ecstatic. As somebody just said, 4 of my favorite people. You are 3 of my favorite people. And I'm so excited tonight because I get to introduce our very special table guest, Andrea Montanez. Andrea is an inspiration to all of us. I mean that sincerely from the bottom of my heart. She is an LGBTQIA plus immigration organizer lead for Hope Community Center in Apopka, and she is a board member at the Contigo Fund. And if there is a march, a protest, a school board meeting, any opportunity to fight for human rights cause, she is there.
You are not kidding. I mean, there's literally times where we're going to be like in the middle of an event, like we're in the middle of a march, and I turn around and like she's already gone. I mean, she takes the fight everywhere from Central Florida to even our nation's capital. She was up in Washington, D.C. fighting for us as well.
Yeah, she's a good
welcome, Andrea. Oh, sorry.
She's a good and trusted friend to all of us. Like Jaime, we are so happy she found a space on her very full calendar to join us tonight. Go ahead.
I know, I can't believe it.
Yes.
No, me neither.
She's normally always taken up on a Wednesday.
I know.
Go ahead and say it, Laura. You can say welcome, Andrea, now.
Welcome, Andrea. Thank you.
Thank you to be here. I really want to do this before, but yes, Wednesday is one of the crazy days in my life. I don't know. Every freaking board tried to get meetings on Wednesday.
Right?
So, yes. And they are in person, so it's so difficult. I don't know why Wednesday, but also you. So today I clean my schedule as more, and I'm here, and really so.
We really appreciate it.
With you, and yeah, no más Pedro's here. So
no más Pedros.
No más
Pendejos, though, not Pedros. We want más Pedros.
That's what we're talking about. Espanol.
As long as they're allies. As long as the Pedros are
Pedro's
allies.
out there. We love you,
No, we
Pedros.
love Pedro.
Yes.
We love Pedro. We love the pendejo.
We love Pedros.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't love pendejos.
All together, we are queens of the overshare, especially at karaoke nights and tattoo parlors. It's been another crazy week, but we'll get to all of that. Welcome to all of you joining us live or on the replay. This is an opinion show. All of our opinions are our own, so you may hear some stuff you disagree with. You can join the discourse in the comments. We just block out people who try to troll us. Fair warning, we will forget about you, but when you get comments like Andrea Slaves, that we kind of get involved in the discussion. We will try to check in when we can. Because this isn't a show, this is what happens when three sisters and their good friend Andrea, who are activist allies, decide to change the world together. Are we all set and ready to go?
I think so.
Cool. Then here we go.
And as always, fun and friendship comes first here on our show. So we're going to go around the table and tell a little bit about our week, tell how we're doing, and then also let you know what we're drinking. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to let you know that I went to the neurologist last week, and, he said that he thinks some of my symptoms are being triggered by my PTSD that I experienced way back when I had Kaylee, and then was treated for after I had Quinn. So, that's kind of been a hard pill to swallow, but it was nice because this weekend I was able to be with Jaime and Vicki and Lisa and everyone's families, and we got to have the best time, and I kind of got to forget all that and put that out of my mind for a while. So I just want to thank you ladies because that meant so, so, so much. So, so Jaime, how was your week?
It was good. It's the last week before Thanksgiving break for school, so I don't know who's more excited, the teachers or the students. Yeah, I spent the day today off campus, though. I was nominated to the textbook adoption committee for social studies, and so I spent the day reviewing curriculum, making sure it was free of pornography as per law. So no statues of David or Michelangelo are allowed anymore. Because that's considered pornography, but not art, but pornography. It was a productive day, and I was in good company. It is really not a surprise that I am teaching social studies because most of the social studies teachers that I've met in the state are quite liberal and progressive. So
Progressive white lady.
Yeah, that is my nickname at school, the progressive white lady. But yeah, it's been a good week. Kind of relaxing and recovering from my weekend. It took me a couple of days to recover.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did Governor Waffle get made by Mattel? But then again, I thought about it. If Mattel had made him, sure, he wouldn't have genitalia, but he'd be taller, and you wouldn't have to wear those ridiculous fucking fake ass cowboy boots. So,
that is true.
And yes, I think we all had some recovery from the weekend. I'll get to the karaoke.
Yes, we did all. I was struggling. Sunday was a struggle for me to recover from Saturday, and we had an event, and I drove home and was quite nauseous. And was like, I really can't.
And
drink
here's
that much
why.
Anymore. So yeah.
So Saturday night, we'll talk about Saturday morning or Saturday noon in a minute. But Saturday night we had a gathering here at the house, which is really the first time our house has been used for what it was intended for. It's a fun house to be in. We have a tiki bar that turned into Dempsey's karaoke lounge, and we're actually going to put up a sign for her that says Leaky Tiki Adventure Bar and Dempsey's Karaoke Lounge. And Lisa's put a little Starbucks cup and a microphone on it. It's really cute.
Starring Jesse and Jax.
Yeah.
Because, Jax can hold his own there.
Jax is getting signed for the Lanai saying,
Okay.
Open comedy night, open mic. Yeah, everybody was in different places. People filtered in and out. We have the game room upstairs. We have the lounge with karaoke, and Dempsey spent 6 out of the 7 hours everybody's here. And I didn't realize that till Dennis said it. We all were having such a good time. We looked up and go, holy shit, it's 2:30 in the morning. And we all had stuff to do the next day. So yeah, I mean, it was
it was a long day of recovery.
This was several hours into it, and at one point in time we did briefly. This is why Dempsey was only in the karaoke lounge for 6 out of the 7 hours. At one point, the three of us took it over. Right?
We did, but then we did get the evil eye, and we had to give it back up.
Oh yeah,
I was dancing. Yeah,
we were dancing. Yeah, we had a dance floor out there. I just want to make sure it was not just karaoke; it was full on getting your groove on. I like how Stella got her groove back. We got like our jam back.
We did. So that was Saturday night, and then Sunday night, Sunday, before we got trapped at Red Lobster, we were out in Lakeland.
Yes, we were.
Yes, we were. And no protesters this time, so that was a huge plus.
Yeah,
it was wonderful that there was none. The Umbrella Brigade were there, and I believe the Drag Defenders were there just in case. Mm-hmm. But it was wonderful that they were not needed this time for certain.
Yeah. And they were filming, and so that was I walked in and kind of was like, okay, we're going in, and then they were like, wait a minute, you need to come back, and I'm like, no, I don't. Like, you need to sign a release, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And they were actually filming there for CNN and for the Anderson Cooper show, so that's really cool, and so I'm looking forward to seeing that segment that they do air on that.
I guess
I'm looking forward to seeing that too.
And of course, there are the two grand marshals of the two big parades, Space Coast Pride and
Orlando come out Pride.
Yeah, come out with Pride. Yeah. So
look at the guy on the ground behind you. Just go back for a second. Look at the guy on the ground.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
You've seen that before.
Oh, and there's Addison's on, and so yes, that's Addison there. She just said hi in the chat, so she's here too.
Hey, Addison. Yeah, we're so proud of both of you, and so yeah, this was the group shot. Then the performances, the drag performances were beautiful and fun. The costumes
that was amazing. The Elton John one, I'm still
oh my gosh,
amazing performance. Yeah,
and that my gosh.
Yeah,
high kicks that I couldn't even pull off when I was.
We were in
my
the
prime.
Matrix for this. This was
yes,
the Matrix.
It was all weird. And of course, here's the group photo, and I would like to point out on the end that is enthusiasm right there.
Yeah.
Which end? Because they're like polar opposites there.
Yeah. Well, also keep in mind, look at how lovely and smiley our faces were. Dempsey was up till 2:30 in the morning.
Yes.
Me,
singing.
Vicki, and Laura were hungover as shit.
Yes.
And look at how beautiful we still managed to look.
We
10 hours later,
so happy. And not at all that was a loud environment.
Yeah, we're like
no, that's not true. I did turn over and saw Vicki at one point. She had put her sunglasses on. So
I did. I had Ray-Bans because it was 80s theme.
Right.
So I was
yes.
just like,
yeah.
So me and Lisa sit down there, right? And now I just understand why Jamie sat where she sat. So me and Lisa sit down there, right? I look over, there's Mama Ashley Rose, and I look over, Lisa's right next to me, and I look straight out. I'm like, fuck. I have to smile the entire time.
Yeah, and we had a reserved table. I never reserve a table, but it said Jara on it, and I was like, "Oh crap, we need to sit at this front table."
It may have been another family, but we took it over. It was fine.
Yeah, no, it said the Jara Mayer family, and she always does that, and it's reserved. And I'm like, "Don't do that. We always sitting at the front." So, anyway, I forgot to mention I'm drinking wine as usual, and I totally missed that I'm supposed to ask Vix here what her recap is, but she already went into it.
Yep.
So
this got opened at the party. I'm not exactly sure who did it, but this is the
I did. I think I did.
It's of course.
That moonshine, I that should be on everybody's not so naughty list, so they could be naughty. That stuff was amazing.
That was a dark chocolate coffee moonshine,
Yes,
and
it was good.
It was
everybody loved that. It was like the most adult milkshake we'd ever had. I won't say we went how many bottles of wine we went through. I won't say how many shots we went through. I won't say how many karaoke songs we butchered. It was a party. But
we were staying alive.
We were celebrating something that happened earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh my God.
this is a friend of Laura's from
Yes, that is
high
Steven
school.
Shepard. He works at Atomic Tattoo. He and I actually went to high school together. Believe it or not, in 12th grade, we were in Mrs. George's English class together. So that's how far back we go.
So yeah, we talked about having the tattoos for a while. I mean, everybody except me had to. I asked for 4 quick breaks, but it was because I hadn't eaten, so I got a little nauseous and didn't want to throw up on. all over the place.
Your post about it was very eloquent because that spot particularly. I was talking to one of my colleagues, and he said his uncle, who's this like big guy, wanted to get like Mad Dog Gym or something in that spot, and he ended up just getting the M because it hurt very quickly there. And so
Yes.
Vicki was very much like
Yes.
when she was having a difficult time with it because she hadn't eaten and was taking a break, and I was like the first one to go, and Dempsey's like coming over and she's like, "Mom, like you look like you make it like
Oh, yeah.
nothing," and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's because if I get up and I take a break, I'm not coming back to this fucking chair because it fucking hurt so bad that I was like dying, and like my arm is still bruised at this point. Yeah, it's and it doesn't hurt more, it hurts quicker. So like you could sit and have a tattoo on your arm, and I sat for like 6 hours no problem, but like when they put the thing down, immediately the pain starts, there's no stopping it, and so
Yeah.
it was rough. I'm not gonna, it was definitely
It was
rough,
the
and-
entire time you were in pain. Like
Yeah.
it was not like normally you kind of have that outline and it just doesn't really
No,
hurt
It was
that
a lot of
bad.
black. It was a lot of black. It was a lot of solid, and
Yeah.
So here's the big reveal. So that it's 3 ladybugs for the Ladybug sisters. I So I have this.
How come I'm the only stupid one here?
You're not stupid. Stop
You're-
it.
I'm sorry.
It's see no evil.
I can't do it.
See no. So Vicky's is see
There we
no
go.
evil. And mine is speak no evil.
And Laura
And-
can't figure out how to move her arms. There we go. Here we go. It's all upside down, but now you can see it.
And Laura is hear no evil and evidently can't show a tattoo on camera. So,
I'm special needs, which we already know.
but that all goes back to this. Which pretty much cemented our friendship. Yeah.
And the meaning behind it, which is so special, is that I think I don't remember who said it. I think I might have been the one say, like, we should definitely have a tattoo that by its own, on its own, stands alone. It makes sense.
Mhm.
But then when you put the 3 of them together, it makes even more sense. And it's like pieces of a puzzle. And so for me, I'm always conscious and aware of the things that come out of my mouth because I am a teacher and because I try to come from a place of education and love. And I have a lot of patience for people. And so I try not to say hateful things, even though sometimes I really just want to. And so for me, it was very much speak no evil. Like, don't let them push you to the point where you're speaking cruelly or unkind or unfair or mean. And Vicki, yours was, go ahead, you tell yours.
So I was see no evil. Andrea, you know that transgender women like us, we get a lot of hate. We get a lot of weird stares. We get a lot, and I'm not going to cry. Jamie saw some of that at Disney in a bathroom and literally was ready to jump two bitches to just because of the look that they gave me. We have to ignore a lot. We not
You have to
every,
pretend you don't see a lot.
Yeah. There's times the fight is worth it. There times it's not. And so see no evil is I choose to ignore a lot of the hate so I can live my life with joy. And then Laura.
Yes, I got hear no evil. So I got hear no evil. Look, I finally figured it out. Here you go. Figured out how to do it. Special. I know. Sorry. And the reason that I did hear no evil is when we are in protests and when we are in marches and when we're doing things like that in parades, oftentimes when we're just in parades and there are protesters there, oftentimes they're yelling some very inappropriate stuff and not nice stuff. And I don't want to hear that. I don't want other people to hear that. So I inform them other things like Happy Pride and Jesus loves you too and Happy Pride. So I kind of scream over them. I mean, Space Coast was absolutely, let me tell you, that was so much. That was the joyous occasion. Like I went around the protesters and then saw that there was a way that I could cut back and I got to come back around with the megaphone again. And they were just like, floored. I loved it. That was like the best thing. So I don't hear that crap. Like I drown them out.
Yeah. And there was zero argument. We all just immediately knew which was the right one for us and the right reasons. And so again, the big thing for me is the fact that you two ladies tattooed your names on my heart a long time ago when we started this, and it just all fit. And Andrea, you always say transgender is magic. Transgender is magic, and these are three families that were touched by it in different ways, but it brought us together as permanent family. And having this week, I had some really rough things. Every time I started feeling upset, I looked down at this, and I knew my sisters were always with me. So love all of you, and Andrea, thank you for always teaching us and showing us that transgender is magic, because that
you are
What a
magic.
message.
You are a proof of that. So
Yes, she is proof of that. You're right.
We both are.
Yes.
Both two of the most inspiring women I've ever met in my life. So
and Dempsey is, and Ruth is, and we all.
yeah,
I mean,
course,
we
yes.
yeah.
The small one has more power than the big ones. Yes.
yeah.
I'm going to try to keep us on target. We've got a lot to do tonight. I had a whole segment planned to talk with Andrea about her work and the activist efforts here in Florida. And then today when I was at work, our mutual friend Deirdre asked me to mention Blair Buckner on tonight's show. He was a transgender senior at Lake Nona High School and a friend of Deirdre's son, who was found dead in his truck after missing for 3 weeks from an apparent suicide. So we're already going to talk about the Transgender Day of Remembrance and its significance and meaning. But I think it's also important to remember it's not all victims of violent death that we remember. Many in the transgender community take their own lives, especially now in the transgender youth here in Florida. And I went to the Trevor Project, which has the latest data I could find, and it was 2022 data. And it's terrifying in that it said 45% of all LGBTQIA plus youth seriously considered suicide in 2022, and 16% actually attempted it. That is horrific. And that is
Yes, it is.
73% of Laura.
73% of LGBTQIA plus youth experienced symptoms of anxiety. 60% reported symptoms of depression. And I just want to say that this is nothing to be ashamed of. I myself, just had to go back on Wellbutrin because of my anxiety and depression. So don't ever be embarrassed by that. Sorry. Go ahead, Vicki.
Jamie, you go ahead and take this one.
Oh, okay. 63% of transgender and non-binary youth who wanted mental health care were not able to get it. Andrea, I know you deal with a lot of youth in your outreach. What are some things that we could do to stem what I assume was going to be an even worse amount of numbers this year?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's I mean, if we go international levels, it's 438, 439 because yesterday they killed a non-binary person in Mexico. He was part of the government. This is reported
I saw
only
that.
because this is the only thing it report because it's too many people, the same parents or the same family don't report as a trans death. So we don't know a lot of them because they keep denying that until you die. Uh, when you're talking about younger ones, I'm working with different communities and you see different struggles. Like I working with the immigrants and the undocumented, and I start to meet a lot of youngest one undocumented trans or non-binary, and they really are more abandoned because they are, it's like double attack, like school. I mean, like because you are undocumented, they are afraid to go, and now they're afraid also to go because they are trans and they are undocumented too. So it's too many struggles. We have to working together, and I find that a lot with the group I work in. That's it's different cultures because we're
Yeah.
learning about, but they're coming with the same magic in different things. Because I gonna say I always see in a kid something special. Like first time I saw dance in my life, that was the magic immediately came to me. I mean, it was a connection immediately with you see that. And you start to be like, how am I gonna say that? I think it's like I'm not commonly talking about this, but it's like the Jedi's. Like you feel this, and you have to looking for the younger ones and look for protections, and
Yes.
depend where they live, they got more struggles than other ones.
Hmm.
So Dancy is so fortunate to have the mother and the father and the family she has. That's example. But it's like my daughter was so impressed with your family, with all of you. She don't need to tell anybody she's trans. She's proud.
Yeah.
She don't have to say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's
And
so freaking
Yes.
powerful, and she's talking about all your family everywhere, and she's more proud of myself too. So I helping and I got this magic around. So that's working together. You know what I mean? And some kids don't have that luck. That's the
I
people we
know.
have to protect
yeah.
more. We have to protect all of them because all of them suffer. But
Yeah.
but
You have to protect them more
yes,
because they
but
don't
some
have
people,
help at home.
but people deny their like example because we see cases parents when the kid killed themselves, so they deny the name. They start to
Yes.
do it.
They,
That was
what,
depression. That was different, but they're gonna deny it was
yeah.
because it was a
Yeah.
magic key or
Andrea was saying earlier that, the number reported right now is what, what did you say?
438,
439.
439.
439.
That's the
But that
word.
is just the ones that are completely out as being transgender. That's
Yeah.
not the ones where the family members
And this is the
can
country
hide that fact
report
and
because
remove that fact
remember,
from the death certificate.
and this
Yeah.
is the
And
Yeah,
country
that's
report because some countries deny the citizens, so they kill them
yeah.
and they deny. This
Yeah.
is absurd. So
Well, it
United States has 43 reported killed. That, not the suicide. So it's going to be more. And again,
Hmm.
that's
yeah.
the reported today. Last year was 53
Yeah. Oh,
for in United States. We are in 43, but it's still the year. Unfortunately, still too long. I hope so. We don't got that. But in particular, with all the hate coming this time, but I think, but it's still you're learning a lot with people around everywhere because I think you see the how the people support pride. I know I think in everything is party, but I love it like how they like you see the hater, you also see the love or how
Yes.
yeah.
the people learning.
yes.
That
Yes.
the people are visible. That's the thing. I don't like you say, Vicky. Yes, I know that we see bad faces in restaurants, but it's not my fight. If they don't tell me what fuck, I only what I
That's
wanna
okay.
be
You
and I
can
Yep.
say fuck them. I'll be the first.
Yeah.
and I
Fuck
promise
them.
you,
Yeah.
and I tell you, I'm gonna look in and I'm gonna tell you what I do, and that's I don't have to do it, but I do it. If I go to Disney or I go to the airport, I always looking for the company and restaurant. If they are busy, I'm sorry, I have to pee. I go there. Only not because I scare nobody, but that's not the battle I want. I want the thing
Yeah.
as normal
Yes.
protection, and I don't care the views of the people. The other day in Disney, and this, I'm sorry, I don't know, I don't want to go everywhere because it's going to be the time. But I was in
No, we
Disney my
We're honored
daughter.
to have you talking.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. We want to hear what you have to say.
I was in Disney with my daughter. I do the line, and I see the guy looking me, and he starts to move the camera to take a picture of me. He was Hispanic with the two kids. I say, okay, whatever. I'm gonna let him do it. I don't want to say any show. So when we crossed together, I saw the picture, and he's trying to test it, I guess, to somebody, joking.
Mhm.
So I stop and I say, in clear Spanish, really high, wow, what a beautiful picture you take from me. Can you send me? I really look for taking this one. The daughters tell him just that. Look at what you did, so they feel embarrassed.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah, he said
they
that.
should.
So that's the
They
way
should.
you can fight all the time. You don't need to always defend. So,
No.
I mean, I don't care anymore. I passed, like, my life, and I say I was drug dealer tried to kill me, and I'm still here. So I don't scare of transphobic.
That's right.
But, but that's the way. It doesn't mean everybody has to do that. But that's we have to choose our battles and the real battles. The battles is in the riot. The battles is when we go to rally. The battles when we go to the state. But in my normal
Voting.
life, my normal
Yeah.
Yes.
person,
Yeah.
I only gotta. They feel afraid I wear magic. That's it, because that's the only one I get. I don't know if I.
Well, because they're, as I've said on the show many times, they're jealous.
They are
yes,
jealous.
They're
that's what I
jealous.
see
They're
that.
jealous because you're happy and you're living your life, and they are probably not happy and not living their best life. And they envy because you are living your best life and being yourself. That to me is, I mean, Lisa
Yeah.
just said it. It's magic,
It is
and
magic.
Yes, it's magic. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
and
And
being
Well, and-
visible too. That's like a form of protest. Just being
Oh, yeah.
visible because
Every
just
time we
showing
walk
up-
out of our house, it is.
Yep.
Here we are.
And Andrea,
Yeah.
like you said, not every time does it have to be like going out and being a protest. We want to go out, we want to have fun, and we want to do those things while we're being visible. Because one thing that I think is super important is for us to go out, live our lives, show that fun, because the more visibility there is, the more that you're seeing people
Yeah.
around, like we just said, it's very important. But there are times where if you feel uncomfortable, though, I just want to say, because of
Oh,
what
yes.
we're talking about today also. Okay. So there are times to stand up and fight back, right? There is. And there's also times to say, you know what? I don't feel safe and I need
Yeah.
to see my way out of this situation
Yeah.
so
Exit
that
stage
I
right.
can learn, I can
Yeah.
still be here to fight another day. So I want to remind people that
Yeah.
there's a difference between picking a battle you can win and just
choosing safety and
Mhm.
your we need
We need
people
you.
to survive and thrive.
Yes.
And
Yes.
for me, Trans Day of Remembrance is hard because we've been going since Dempsey was probably about maybe 4. So we're like, she's about 12 now, and she's about to turn 12 in a couple of weeks. And, we didn't take her when she was really young because it's a lot to process. And she only started going when she was maybe about 9, because I thought it was too much for a young child to see her community being devastated in this way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's rough because it's something that needs to be acknowledged and people need to be honored, but at the same time it just makes it so much more real because you understand that people are losing their lives. And yeah, I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. This is a rough one for me
No,
because
absolutely.
No,
it
it's so
is.
wrong. Yes.
It's absolutely. And look, Jamie. I mean, you are an amazing mom. You are an amazing supportive mom. You are also a hell of an amazing sister. When you saw what you saw in that Disneyland bathroom, you were ready to grab paper towels and paper cut those 2 bitches to death. And I joke because she came in looking for the fight, and then the paper towel dispenser near where I was washing my hands, going, "What's going on?" Because she came running in from the side. So she's grabbing paper towels frantically, going, "Where are they?" She was ready. She was ready.
these are people that I love. And
we need people that understand that we're
Yeah.
people and that we are just trying to live our lives. And I am sorry personally that you had to see that. hate
don't be
that
sorry.
the same
It's-
No.
because you cried for a long time after that.
I was
And
crying at Disney. It happened at Disney. I was crying at Disney. I walked out of the
talking
bathroom and I was
about-
crying.
And yes, it's true. That's. But also, you
that's
have
your
to-
heart.
Yeah, and it's hard, but we keep on doing, and you keep doing, and you keep enjoying. That's some people learning with that. You know, it's like when you put
Yes.
something in the news, and Jamie knows that a lot. Is 3,000 hate comments, but one really good. That's the only
Yeah.
needed, because you say another lie with that. So
And it's just
I
like
don't
when
read
we,
it. I only
it's
read the
just
good
like
one.
when
I
we
don't
went
read the comments anymore, but
And
Why?
it's like when we went to Argonauts, right? When we started the day, we were getting all the Karen hate stares we could get, right? When we originally started at Argonauts for the burlesque, right? But after we were there, we were sitting around everybody, we were enjoying the Karens got to see that we were just having fun and we were living our lives. The next thing you know, the lady is slapping Vicky's ass. So
Yeah.
you know, we converted a Karen. We converted a Karen.
I'm sure the booze helped a little bit there, but and Laura, we've talked about this one before. We after the march here in Kissimmee, we went to a Mexican restaurant down the street, and there was a group of very bearded, very white, very
Very
unhappy
MAGA
people.
pro.
And
Pro
they had
MAGAs.
MAGA hats on.
Yeah.
I walked in and
They did.
to the hostess station, and immediately they were like, and I was like, hi, because I was waiting for the hostess. Laura came in and said, what's going on? Saw them and immediately took off to go, do you have questions about my friend? And Lisa and John followed in behind, and I love John's comment was, does she know them? No, she doesn't know them. She went and literally masterfully confronted them because she said literally, I didn't think so. And of course they're all, none of them.
I looked at every single one of their faces when I said, do you have any questions about my friend? And I went ahead and looked at every single one of their faces, even though they weren't looking at me. And I said, I didn't think so. And that's when I walked away.
I think to speak to that, like, and not to cut you off, Vicki,
Go.
you and Andrea shouldn't have to constantly be fighting to live your truth and to be yourselves. And so I feel like sometimes, I think that's why I got so fired up, me personally, at Disney. And I think sometimes where Laura gets really fired up is because that is the job of a friend. It is the job of an ally. And it is the job of everybody in the LGB community that needs to stand up for the silent T community.
Yes.
That's really important, because so many times they just abandon that. Like, well, I don't understand it. So like, I don't get it. And so it is, it's kind of like, for me, the same with social justice, with, the protests and, why am I can't stand by and let a friend of mine who is Black get beaten when I can stand in the front of the line and take that beating.
Exactly.
And so that's kind of what I'm getting to with that.
Well, and I can't speak for Andrea, but I can say, I when I started transitioning, I thought, okay, I just want to be passable. I just want to drift under the radar. Laura is the one who taught me, no, I am and you hear me say it at the top of every show. You hear me know it when I walk out the door. I don't portend to be something I'm not. I am a transgender woman. I am a proud transgender woman. And if that offends you, good, because maybe it's going to get you to think that you shouldn't be, such a bigoted bastard or bitch or whatever it is, because I'm not going to change my life to suit your needs or your comfort level. I like who I am. I love my family. I love both of you. I love our friends. Andrea, you
Yes,
embraced
Andrea,
me from the very beginning. And again, your level of commitment to being out and fighting and speaking and everything else that you do inspires the three of us all the time.
Oh, you better believe
And
it.
she is the queen of intersectionality. Said it right.
Intersectionality.
I Put it in the script this week.
Intersectionality.
You didn't even put it in the script, and I just said it because I had to, because she is
I know.
the queen of intersectionality.
I know.
Absolutely.
She is an immigrant. She is trans. She is so many things. Holy fuck! I'm sorry, I'm cursing,
Yes.
but
Yes.
oh,
No, like this. Thank you. I love you. That's the
Yes, we all love Andrea. Look, Jessica
Yeah.
loves
I
you.
know.
I love, like, everybody loves her. Tori loves you. Yes.
no. No, it's amazing being like you. I choose the battle. I choose to be in the battles. I mean, it's
Yeah.
always something has had from the day I'm born. I think it's something I got always, and I don't think I'm not superhero. I think it's simple. I have to fight. I have my mouth for something. Uh, and when you see this again, you spar with people too, because I came from somewhere. So I learning from people. I learning from people I don't know. I feel more empowered when some person I really I sometimes has a guy came to me and a guy said thank you, because all you say and you say my I understand now my son or my daughter. I say, oh my god.
Yes.
So that's
mhm.
that's not the
We
reward I'm looking at. I don't need to know names. I don't need to know nothing. And again, yeah, it's like the
well,
connection is we had connection all of us. I connect with you the same. The first day I see Vicki, Laura, Jamie, but you feel again, you feel that power because it's everything I see, Dancy and Chisel me. I feel that freaking magic coming together, and it's totally like I
and
don't
we
know.
never want her going through anything like we are going through. We want a better world. So I
Yeah,
mean,
so
again, I walk out that front door and I confront what the hell Florida is that is wrong. All of the civil rights injustices, all of the
it's not
misconceptions, all of the
Florida.
lies. Yeah.
Some
Well,
people in Florida.
Fucking Florida.
But Jamie said a big word, and I love it because when you say allies, I don't use that word anymore. I don't want allies. We need accomplices. We need like
Mhm.
Yeah,
partners in crime.
accomplices instead of allies.
That's
The
Yes.
true.
word allies,
I love that.
the word
I will.
allies, the people put, and I say that, and I say to LGBT organization a lot, and immigration organization too. I don't want you to put the logo Transgender Day or awareness. Congratulations. Don't congratulate to me. Do something. Talking
Yep.
about this. Not only that, talking about the 430 people die. I know it's hard, but talking about them, say the names. That's the real accomplices we needed. And Jamie, you are part of the magic because yes, from you came a
Yes.
magical person. So you have some magic somewhere because you and
You,
your
you
husband
you
are
produce two magical people.
so
Let's just
you
be
are part
honest.
of
Don't
that.
forget.
That's
Mhm.
something for
The
us.
whole
Yeah.
jar of family is
Yeah,
magical.
it's something. Yes, it's
Yeah.
incredible. So
I,
and
I,
you are
I
an example, or you can blend it if you want it, but you decide to come into to fight for us and for everybody, and that's
Yeah.
something
I
incredible.
think like, and that's something that we deal with, and I think Dempsey does too, is that, Dempsey doesn't have to say she's trans. People
No,
she
don't
does
know
not.
unless she
she
I
says.
does
have no
not.
idea.
And for her to be like open and to be active and to say, look, I am trans. That's part of my identity. It's not everything that I am, but it is part of who I am, where she doesn't have to. She
No.
doesn't. And you would never know. Like half the time people are like, your kid is trans? What? And they're like, you have to see their faces. They're like, what? And I'm like,
Yeah, my daughter
yeah.
was.
Like,
And
and
and she
it's
rocks the
not
mic
like,
at karaoke too.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's fucking amazing.
But I
I
also
know
think
she's an
too, I think,
artist too, so that's
oh,
so.
she is. And
Mm-hmm.
I think, Andrea, what your daughter saw, which I think a lot of people, I wish that they would see, is that if they just see her in her element and you didn't even know she was trans, you're like, oh, she's such a pretty girl and she just is so passionate about the arts and drama and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. And so like sometimes people are really taken back, probably like your daughter, like I didn't like how that kid is trans. Like I can't imagine that kid being a boy because she's not. And
No,
And
so
Addison too. All of these transgender kids are out there on the front lines, but they don't have to be. They really don't
Yeah.
have to be. And that's
and Addison fights like hell.
Yeah,
and,
she sure does. I mean, and
and
that's
for
amazing.
no accolades, really.
Yeah.
She fights because that's what's in her heart. And fuck, she's so fucking smart.
Yeah, she
she
social
could teach
justice.
me.
She got into social
Holy
justice
crap.
and saw what was going on with the LGBT. I mean, she
A
just
real
got into it because
accomplice,
her
yeah,
son,
yeah.
her brother, and she didn't just let that be the one thing. It wasn't just special needs, and that's what I'm going to stick to, and that's what I'm going to fight for. She looked
Oh, no,
around and saw
she's
all
got
the
it.
social justice. And Andrea,
Yeah.
I think you were trying to say it earlier, and I think you're right. There is some people that you meet and you can just feel their energy and feel their spark and feel that you are a better person when you're around them, and you become better. And when I'm around you, I feel like I'm becoming a better person. And when I'm around Vicki,
Amen.
I feel like I'm becoming a better person. So I think that's like one of the things that I think we kind of can bring together to each other sometimes, is just that encouragement. And like you said, the fact that, you and Vicki could easily just be very quiet and walk away
Yeah.
from everything.
And
Jamie,
hide.
your
Yeah.
daughter passes 100%. Fuck, my daughter left Florida.
Yeah.
But you see, that's where I feel the even more passion, because I'm
Yeah.
determined to get her fucking ass back here.
Well, Jamie took me to task at karaoke night after, I think, bottle 3 of wine. Telling because I've always said, when I'm with these two women, that and it's a bit of imposter syndrome, right? It's like, what do I bring to them? Jamie and her family are out in a million ways. Laura with Free Mom Hugs made that whole movement happen. Andrea, you are everywhere, speaking up, taking on people that are, and in their face, in the politicians' faces, and finding the allies that we are accomplices. I love that much better. I love that word. I will use that from now on. But I was like, well, what do I bring to the table? And Jamie's like, you just are who the fuck you are.
Yep.
And Laura taught me to be fierce in fighting for making things better and not being ashamed. And I'm never ashamed of who I am.
I mean, never.
Yeah, never.
Never. Yeah, I think
Never.
all of this is incredible, because how you put together this magic. I mean, the world has future. We had hope, like I say, and I honestly, I dream to be alive and see an Addison as a president. I freaking
Right?
also, I had 100 years old, but I still see that before I die.
We're gonna roll you in the wheelchair, and you're gonna give the speech at the protest march.
That's right. She's gonna be.
Addison is a badass human too. See, and I really love every time I see you. I say, oh my God, if you fight while I don't fight, so whatever. So that's yeah, but we need to put this thing together, and like you said, I don't care who I have to talk. I go to the White House and I fight at the White House. I fight here with all the LGBT organization too. I claim that there's no silence, just to look the right, because there's no silence in the more special letter. And you have to remind these people every single day who liberate them, because that was our ancestors. That was Sylvia Rivera, Martin Johnson. And they forgot that crap. And we do it again here. So yeah, it's true. They have to be more with us, and that, because people don't need to be afraid if everybody's with us. Yeah.
The accomplices, let me just tell you, they're pretty fun people. Let me just tell you, you might go for a parade, but you're going to stay for the parties afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And when we go out, like Tavares, when we're at Disney, when we're doing whatever it is we're doing, it's
at a
true.
tea shop.
They at a burlesque show, and I'm sorry Jamie couldn't be there with us.
Yes.
We missed her; she was busy. But literally, they were scowling when we walked in, and I was all around. But they saw how much fun we had, and at the end, I dropped something, and the woman comes up and goes, "Oh, I thought you were bending over to spank, so I could spank your ass." I said, "Well, it's there."
Oh wow.
And then all her friends laughed, and yeah, it's they need and Andrea, that's what we do. We live our lives. If we don't give into it, we change
Live
things.
your
And
lives
just by
out
being
loud.
being yourselves is a statement.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's part, I mean, that's mainly why we are visible, is, you know, just to show that we're regular people and we're a regular family. We have our ups and downs and whatever. And we're just living our lives. Like, that's it. Like, there is no fucking agenda. Like, there is no agenda. Like, I'm not trying to make anybody gay. I'm not trying to make anyone trans. Like,
I can promise you the last thing I would want to do is force somebody to be transgender, to go through the hellscape.
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. No, I would fuck not.
The hellscape of fighting everything. I would not wish that.
I don't know if I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. You guys are freaking magic. So I kind of feel like I'm missing out on a part of
No,
magic.
Jamie, the journey for me to get to that point, I almost lost my life many times. I almost forfeited my life many times. It is a lot of shame. It is a lot of hurt. It's a lot of
I understand
of rejection. It's a lot of things that you have to be ready for. When you come out, you have to go, we are the group that can't hide who we are in the LGBTQIA plus community. It's
Well, I
out
don't
all
want
the
to
time.
hide. That's important.
No, we don't. What we don't, and that's why I appreciate, you know, all of us that make that transition and are living full time and trying to live our best life. It is not easy. I wouldn't, the pain that was not being able to look in the mirror, not something I would put on anybody. And I truly mean that. I was it's not a good place to be. So
but when Jamie said the recruitment, we don't recruit people. That's true, because
No,
we're not knocking on anybody's doors.
No, we just.
I don't recruit anyone either.
I don't have to.
No, we don't have to recruit.
You mean I had a punch card? I thought somebody was going to give me like a free ice cream once I collected 12.
No, remember, we are so special. We don't need to recruit because we don't have to recruit. We are.
No,
you're
born special.
We are some.
You're born
That's the reason
special.
of this magic.
You are magic, and there can't be that many magic people around.
No.
I don't want to be magic.
Because then we would all be wizards, and that would be a problem.
Imagine that?
Because then it wouldn't be special anymore.
Correct. It would not be any fun.
This was a 9-year journey, and it was a 9-year journey that I spent most of it not wanting to take. So I appreciate it, and I love you both, and I do. I know I just spread trans cooties anyway, so just by osmosis, people become trans whenever I'm around. We're gonna get back on track because we're off time ways. It's time for our trans spotlight, which is actually talking about the Day of Remembrance. Laura, take it away.
As I've mentioned before, it is important for us to tackle difficult topics from time to time, but the main goal of our show is to promote love and light with a dash of sass thrown in, because that's just who the hell we are. We have started the Trans Joy Spotlight. This week, the Trans Joy Spotlight is going to bring attention to important events in the trans community. The Transgender Day of Remembrance, it's annually observed on November 20th, honors the memory of the transgender people whose lives were lost in acts of anti-transgender violence. I believe the history teacher amongst us, honestly, should be the one to talk about this event a little bit more.
So Transgender Day of Remembrance, abbreviated as TDOR, was founded in 1999 by a small group of 3 women, Gwendolyn Ann Smith, Nancy Nangeroni, and Jahaira de Alto, to memorialize the murder of a black transgender woman, Rita Hester, in Allston, Massachusetts, and Chanel Pickett in Watertown, Massachusetts. TDOR founder Gwendolyn Ann Smith has described the day as the Transgender Day of Remembrance, seeks to highlight the losses we face due to anti-transgender bigotry and violence. She has heard everything, as he said, I am no stranger to the need to fight for our rights and the right to simply exist, first and foremost. With so many seeking to erase transgender people, sometimes in the most brutal ways possible. Mm-hmm. It is vitally important that those we lost are remembered and we continue to fight for justice. After Hester's death, Smith was surprised to realize that none of her friends remembered Pickett or her murder, saying, quote, "It really surprised me that it had already in a short amount of time been forgotten, and that there when here we are with another murder at the same site." The first TDOR took place in November of 1999 in Boston and San Francisco, as both Hester and Pickett's deaths occurred in November. The Transgender Day of Remembrance continues to be observed annually, like Laura mentioned earlier, on November 20th, the anniversary of Pickett's murder. In 2010, TDOR was observed in over 185 cities throughout more than 20 countries.
And you know what else was started as a result of Rita Hester's death? The Remembering Our Dead web project. And it's important to know that the site, all over it has trigger warning, violence, and murder. The site details the story of people known to have been killed, as collected from reports by transgender worldwide, and as well as those who commit suicide in our community. And we talked about that. It's horrible.
Yeah, and that site also, I know it has a quick thing. So if you hit a button, it will take you out of there really quick. So it's like the Trevor Project. I can't remember what that's called right now, but like when you can make your screen disappear like you weren't on that screen. So if anybody know what I'm talking about for safety reasons.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking forward to is spending this TDRO with the both of you. Jamie, can you fill us in on what our first Trans Joy Spotlight, Andrea Montanez has planned? However, she's here. So I'm not sure who wants to talk about that one.
I know Andrea asked Dempsey to be part of it, which was really special. I think for me, when I saw the presentation that Andrea put together, it was really special because, like I said, I've been to Transgender Day of Remembrance before, and they just read the name. And so, and it's a beautiful honor to have your name read. I understand that. But what Andrea did was she compiled this beautiful presentation.
I'm just going to show the title page because it's even that's beautiful.
She compiled the slides, and I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to cry.
It's okay. It's okay, Jamie. It's okay.
With really beautiful biographies of some of the people that we've lost and their impact to the world and to their friends and to their community. And so I think that was what was most meaningful to me. And when I showed it to Dempsey, she said, "So we're not just going to read the names, we're going to actually talk about these people."
Yeah.
And so that was what was really special about this. And Dempsey is so looking forward to reading some of the slides and the bios of the people that we've lost, because I think it's really important.
I wish I could hug the shit out of you right now, woman. I love you so much as my sister. Listen, and this struck me too, because having gone through this and lost family, I've had family that has rejected me, and I've had family that has embraced me. And another thing about the Transgender Day of Remembrance is the fact that this is the community saying, "Yeah, you were part of us. You are our family." And I don't know what my future will bring. I know the world is getting scarier, and that's why we're fighting so hard to make it better. But I love the family that has embraced me and put a tattoo on their fucking arm for me, and will always be with me. I don't have any doubt I don't have any doubt that you and Laura, Jamie, will always be a part of my life. And I'm so honored to be a part of yours. And so the Transgender Day of Remembrance, we talk about the people that died in the year, and it's a lot. we're going to get to how many it is, and it's fucking frightening. So that they know they are still loved and a part of our family, just that at that point in time. And God, I seriously hope that I am never on that list. But I know I want my life to make a difference, and that's why we do what we do every day, all of us.
If I'm there, they're going to have to take me out too.
I know.
Same.
Yeah.
So every year it's a somber occasion, a reminder of why all of us here still fight with everything we can. Ladies, it has been an honor to share the table with you tonight. Laura, Jamie, I put a joke that, you bitches are my joy and daily inspiration, but it's fucking true. I have had the worst weekend and week until I spent it with the two of you and we laughed. I had some really shitty things happening to me, and you made me laugh, and you made me sing, and you made me butcher songs badly, and
that's the only way I know how to roll when it comes to karaoke.
You made me put a bug on my arm that I dearly love, and and it's true. It's only when the three of us are together that it's totally what we are. Andrea, it has been truly amazing just getting to spend some time in discussion with you, and watching you work and do what you do. You make all of us want to be better. We're going to close our show a little differently tonight. So I'd like to say goodnight to everyone who joined us online and ask if there are any final thoughts before we close.
No, I'm ready for the next segment.
Yeah.
Me too.
The last segment.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell thank you. I mean, you made me cry a little when you said that, when Nancy said that answer, because I decided to do something different, like talk about our histories, because we are histories, and people learning when you tell the histories. And
That's
that's
right.
so freaking beautiful, the small history from these people I never met in my life. So that was the thank you, and I never
I love
thinking.
that.
Now I feel I did a good job when you say what Nancy said.
Oh yeah. They are our family. If their families reject them, they are our family.
No,
And that's
but
the way I feel
that's
about
so
everybody in
beautiful.
this
Thank
community.
you. So I can't
Yeah.
wait for that day. So yeah.
So we're gonna close with our own tribute to Day of Remembrance.
Yes.
We say their names.
Decimos sus nombres.
The beaten to death.
Los golpean hasta la muerte.
The ones killed by guns.
Los asesinadas o asesinados por armas de fuego.
The ones stabbed to death.
Los que son asesinadas apuñaladas.
But almost always tortured before death.
Pero casi siempre los torturan antes de la muerte.
439 in 2023 alone. Let that sink in. 439 people lost their lives for just trying to live their truth.
439 solo en el 2023. Dejemos que eso se asimile. 439 personas mágicas perdieron la vida simplemente por tratar de vivir su verdad.
94% of them were transgender women or trans feminine people like me.
El 94 de las personas eran mujeres trans o personas transfemeninas, como lo soy yo.
80% of those were Black. 15% or more deaths were racially motivated.
El 80% de ellos eran personas de color. Un 15% más de las muertes fueron por motivos raciales.
And what prevents me from sleeping at night? And most of the victims were young. 77% of the deaths were people between 19 and 40 years old.
La mayoría de las víctimas eran jóvenes. El 77% de las muertes fueron personas entre los 19 y los 40 años.
73% of the murders happened in Latin America and the Caribbean, with Brazil being the worst. 31% of the deaths occurred there.
73% de los asesinatos ocurrieron en América Latina y en el Caribe, siendo Brasil el peor. Allí se produjo el el 31% de las muertes.
We say their names every year to honor them, to acknowledge their light was snubbed out by the hatred focused towards people like us.
Decimos sus nombres todos los años para honrarles, reconocer que su luz fue apagada por el odio dirigido hacia personas como nosotros.
We say their names to raise awareness for the horrific treatment that the transgender community faces.
Decimos sus nombres para crear conciencia sobre el horrible trato que enfrenta la comunidad transgénero.
We say their names aloud on the day of remembrance to advocate for equal rights and protection for transgender people.
Decimos sus nombres en voz alta el día del recuerdo, para abogar por la igualdad de los derechos y la protección de las personas transgénero.
We say their names with reverence to promote inclusivity and acceptance for all gender identities.
Decimos sus nombres con reverencia para promover la inclusión y la aceptación de todas las identidades de género.
We say their names to remember the resilience and strength of our community, to say goodbye, to tell the world their lives mattered.
Decimos sus nombres para recordar la resiliencia y la fuerza de nuestra comunidad, para decirles adiós, para decirle al mundo que sus vidas sí importaban.
We say their names.
We say
We
their
say
names.
their names.
We
Decimos,
say their names.
decimos sus nombres.